Hello, everyone. Welcome again to K Podcast. So today we are gonna be talking about children, and the reason why I'm bringing up this topic is because I feel like as parents owe it to our children to let them explore when they have actually reached the age to explore some certain things, and instead of instilling some of our own, ideas on them, and literally, especially when it comes to the way, to the fact that if the children start crying, maybe it's not the best thing to do. And if it makes that child sad, you should understand something is wrong with it. Now, I got two videos over here that we're going to be talking about. One of the videos being of, little girls being, laced with being installed on little girls. Meanwhile, these girls are literally uncomfortable in this particular situation. And I don't think little kids needs to be wearing lace wig. I don't think kids need lace wig on their head. And the other one being, parents installing their political ideas on children to the fact that children do not even understand what they're talking about, but they just know that their parents hate some particular political ideas and stand in some kind of party. And when parents start using words, especially using those political ideas and political words in front of their children, it start looking like abuse. And both of these cases, I'm gonna say this, actually just shows sign of parents not really listening to their kids or not really caring about their children in a safe manner. So I'm gonna be pulling up this first video over here, and we're gonna be talking about this because you could literally see like the first video of these children being installed with lace wig, them crying. One of these babies have literally lost all of her edges, and they still installing this lace wig on her and thinking it's cute. So let's go on with this particular one. We're gonna start with this video first, and then we're gonna go to the other video later.
Kids, look, y'all, they done
Hold on, let me take it back a little bit. Like, look at the poor thing. Look at the poor baby over there. She is crying. All of her edges are gone. Literally gone. And she's not comfortable there. She let kids be kids. Let children explore until they are old enough to understand a lot of things that goes on around them. But let this baby leave.
I'm so sick of y'all when it comes to these kids. Look, y'all, they done snatch her edges out. Now they have the nerve to want to smack a whole closure on her head. These kids don't need no wigs, weaves, closures, none of that. They didn't even melt the lace.
Poor baby. And they probably say pose for the camera. No, this is not acceptable. This should not be acceptable in a society. Unless, let me just say this, unless the child comes to you and be like, Mommy, I want to have lace wig, and you feel like, okay, you're going to do it, you could do it if the child asks for it, but not literally putting this baby through all of this just so that, what is this supposed to mean? Like children being adultified before they are even adults. Lace wig is made for grown people. Or I know even teenagers are wearing lace wigs nowadays, but they could also make their own decision. They understand what they actually want. But babies like this, leave their scalp to breathe, please. Let their scalp breathe.
Then they forcing them to dance and smile. This is
Oh
disgusting.
Lord, the smile.
No, they
You literally know that smile was forced. This is smile. My girl was like, I'm gonna smile through my pain. It is not funny though. It is not.
did not give her a whole ball cap method.
Oh, poor thing is crying.
Y'all out here violating these kids. Mm-mm. This is wrong on so many levels. Just because y'all running around here bullheaded, don't mean these kids gonna be bullheaded. This guy.
think nobody's bald headed unless you have a medical problem. I feel like most of the problem that makes a lot of women lose, especially the edges, is with these plaits, especially when your weaver doesn't know how to actually handle natural hair and they hold it so tight. That is one of the things that make women lose their hair. And also, I feel like relaxer has something to do with it. A lot of people using relaxer, and we all know the ingredient in relaxer causes cancer. So relaxer did have a major part, especially in black women hair. And it's also, stunting hair growth because your hair be damaged and all of that. And I understand that. But nowadays, a lot of people are going with their natural hair. And I absolutely love the natural hair movement. Hello, Sun and Sunflower. Hi, girl. You know, a lot of people are embracing their natural hair. Me, for once, I used to have relaxer, but I cut off my hair. That's why I had my product made, but I'm not advertising it anymore. But that's why I went into natural hair stuff. My hair is literally gonna be 3 years, and it's already above my literally is around above my shoulder, and it's going to 3 years. It's not 3 yet, and it is. I have literally loved my hair since I cut off all my relaxer hair. I even didn't go through how they call it, transitioning. I didn't even transition. I literally took the shaver, my husband's shaver, and let the clipper just cut off everything. I didn't care, and my hair grew, and literally right now it grew so good that I don't think I'm ever gonna relax my hair because it looks so beautiful naturally. Now, this method of people going and doing this to kids, I think people should stop this. In some way, it is kind of, emotional abuse. These kids, they need to literally be children and be left out of adults, business.
Gotta stop. I don't like this.
Yeah, girl. Even mine, I caught mine like 2.5 years ago, and literally it's growing fine. I feel like when a lot of women abandon this relaxer thing, they're gonna feel comfortable in their body and also feel comfortable with their hair. But a lot of women feel like it's much more easier to have relaxer, but you can still straighten it. You can still use heat, but not every time. I understand that natural hair is not that easy, especially if you want something that is manageable for every day. I understand the struggle too. I absolutely do. So now we're gonna go into this other clip over here, and I'm gonna say this. This one is literally indoctrination of kids into, and this is one thing. When I hear people talking about, oh, especially when they talk about studies in school, and a lot of people being like, we don't want this to be taught in school, this to be taught in school, but this is allowed for kids, indoctrinating them from a very young age, making them hate something. This is how hate is installed into children. And this is how racism and all of these things are installed in kids in a very, very young age. And a lot of people don't like talking about it, but it is alive. The reason why racism and hate is still brewing and alive till this day is because parents pass it down in a very, when the kids are very young, they show their color. And many of these parents do not like to be called out. So I'm just going to play this particular video here. I want you guys to look at this.
Don't call me.
I want y'all to watch this video with me.
Don't call me that name.
What?
He called me a Democrat.
So we're always talking about how gay people indoctrinate your kids and are groomers. But what about the parents who indoctrinate their child into the far right at the age of 5? You think that kid has any idea what a Democrat is other than what his dad told him? How often do you think he hears his dad and mom tell him that liberals and Democrats are the source of all evil in America? So this kid's gonna grow up to be like people in my comment sections. The Democrats on the left are evil and they're trying to push agendas. Why? Well, I don't know. My dad just...
I'm going to say this. I'm neither for the Democrat or the Republican, because I'm going to say this. Both parties need to evaluate, their standards and what they're putting out there, because at the same time, you can call this one out, but can we call the other one out as well? But actually indoctrinating kids to actually see one party as the righteous one, the one you like. I feel like that is not good. At the end of the day, you need to teach your kids what's the truth, and for the children to actually see even both sides are wrong. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say there are some things that the Democrat does that I'm like, you know what, I'm not even here for it. And there are some things that the Republican side does that I'm like, I'm also not here for it. And I feel like it's making people, it's stressing people out, because a lot of people are feeling like they don't have a party that actually represents them. A lot of people feel like they don't have an actual party that actually does represent their values and their thought, because there is always going to be a problem in this one. And when you think this one is making sense, all of a sudden they bring something that don't make sense. And then when you go to the other side, the same thing.
Just told me when I was 2. And I've just believed it ever since, because that's all I've known. And I'm going to show you guys another video I posted a couple months ago.
What's wrong?
Daddy told me to do that.
What?
Daddy told me to do that.
What does she know about the word Democrat? And then they are using all of this as a slur, as a way to hurt these children's feelings. Is this the way we want to parent our children? Is this the future that we want these children to have? Like installing disdain. This little baby doesn't even know what a Democrat is, but she knows that her daddy doesn't like Democrats. And it's like a slur. So he called her that, knowing that she's going to cry about it. And the mother is over there like, what, daddy, please. I'm like, see, this is why kids be out here having problems. School shouldn't be happening. Because a lot of parents are not actually being parents. They are not listening to their kids. They are not actually being parents.
He told me to do that.
Are you serious? Daddy!
That 4-year-old crying knows more about Democrats being evil than she knows about her ABCs. She's not learning about the injustice that marginalized communities face and how we can change that. Her parents aren't telling her to be nice to everyone and love everyone, and to be respectful to other people. She's learning that she hates Democrats. She doesn't know why. All she knows is that her dad really hates Democrats, and so her dad calling her a Democrat makes her cry. So like, what age do conservatives start, brainwashing their children? 4, 5, 1?
I'm gonna say this. This is not only the Republican side, the right, is it the right wing side? This problem also moves to the left wing side, also goes to Democrats. I've seen both problematic topics from both parties. The indoctrination of their kids from very, very young age. I have seen it, and I'm like, is this what we are now? We're gonna indoctrinate kids into this instead of letting them grow up to have their own choice, make their own choices. This is not only about the left wing. Is both the left wing and the right wing. Both people have. So I don't know why people want to indoctrinate kids into things so early. Leave children alone. Let them explore. When they grow up, they will decide what they want to do. This is why a lot of kids grow up to not have any kind of contact with their parents.
I saw one video on TikTok of a dad holding their newborn child and chanting, "You're gonna be a Republican." That's a 3-month-old baby. Maybe teach them some life skills to help them navigate life, help them navigate what happens when they meet people who are different from them. Because I promise you, those parents are not telling their kid about how there's Indian people, Asian people, and black people, and how there's a whole diverse United States population. They're telling their kid about that they need to investigate Hunter Biden's laptop. When I was a kid, I was thinking about how I can become Superman. Those kids are thinking, what behavior can I not do so my parents won't call me a Democrat? Like, that's what they're thinking about, and this is just insane to me.
I'm gonna say this: some parents are actually doing. They are not doing well by their children, because this is the thing. When you start installing hate on kids, they're gonna grow up to install that same hate on their kids, and then all this hate and all this mistreatment of children is going to go on and on and on and on, and people are going to be wondering, why is this stuff still alive? It's because there are people like this that install this kind of behavior on their children. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna say this. You guys let me know what you think about this particular video. Don't forget to press that like button and subscribe, and I will see you all on the next one. Have a great day and goodbye.